everybody, how you doing? This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold right here, aka Beast Mode right here in the beautiful city of Colonial Heights. Right here in the parking lot waiting on my beautiful wife. And I just want to take this time out to talk with each and every one of you about my 2 new publications. Okay, I'm always pumping out publications. And I encourage you to share your story. Share it in a book, share it in an ebook, share it in a paperback book. Share your knowledge so your name or legacy or the knowledge that you have can be shared for years to come. Because you never know. And one thing I do learn that, like Steve Harvey often say, you know, don't leave your gift out in the grave. Because so many people have gifts that they never open, and it's just sitting right there next to their grave because they never took time to open the gift God had blessed them with. So with that, and that's not 100%. I want you to watch that video. That's a good video too. But I want to talk to you about my new book. One is The Impression of Gold. Impression of Gold, The Secret of Hospitality and Home Elegance. It's an excellent book that's available not only in paperback, but also in hardback, what you see here. It's a very simple book. Not a lot of pages but the pages are in high quality. Of course, the pictures, illustrations are in high quality as well. So I want you to have the best book and content. Of course, the photography is very good, available. But this book right here, of course, you know, it's truly sets the standard to give you the impression to understand that it gives you tips for caring for luxury materials like silver and gold, glass and crystals, with professional insight and preservation technique, also in regards to landscape, beautification of your home, keeping it looking elegant. It gives you a guideline when is the best time to do let's say you wanted to move your furniture out and clean the running boards, you know, how often you should do that. It gives you insight on dusting, silverware cleaning or polishing. It gives you insight on how to keep your house looking internal and looking beautiful at all times. A lot of people get the wrong idea when they're at home well, let me say it this way. People look at you or have an impression of you when they first drive up in your driveway. You may not ask yourself this: have you ever looked at somebody? And we all judge apples and oranges, but have you ever drove up into a house or a parking lot or, you know, a friend's house and find the yard looks atrocious? That's your first signal right there on the individual's character or the ability to maintain home, especially if they're young. Have you ever seen that? I'm here to tell you guys, it doesn't look good. And then that you get that first time warning. Okay, good. First time warning. I'm gonna have to cut this cut this short. After you see the yard looking atrocious, grass not cut, flowers not pruned, mulch not redone, if there's any mulch. The driveway is full of trash. You got leaves all over the place, broken branches, and the yard just look atrocious. So my question to you is, what kind of impression that you want to bring to yourself and to your family? And also, you know, the thing is, what kind of impression you want to give about your home? I've been in homes where it is like nobody ever dusts the place. I got asthma real bad, and they never dust the place. It smells like cigars or cigarettes. It's got this horrible smell. The furniture needs dusting, and it hasn't been dusted in 5 years. You got clothes lying all over the floor. I mean, if that's if that's how you welcome your guests in your house, go for it, but you may not get that guest to come back. Especially if you're trying to win a contract or you're trying to win gain a business partner and they see your organization is organization chaos. And not many people would support that. I mean, so I encourage you, get this impression of gold. You want to get the right impression. You want to get the right impression of your home or office. Same thing, this applies to office. When I was working in a number of jobs, I keep my area looking sharp at all times because I'm constantly with front-facing people. When I was in a restaurant or manager, I maintain on my chef the highest standard of cleanliness. Now where all this come from? Okay, I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from my grandmother's teaching. My grandmother maintained a most elegant home. It's not very big. It's just small, 900 square feet. Some that's 1,000 square feet home, if I think back. And she kept every furniture, and these furnitures were impeccably well maintained. The the decor was beautiful. Everything matches. She even had like little figurines around, like little figurines of ceramic, not ceramic, but I can't remember the name of it, to be honest with you. But they all look beautiful. She has stuffed animals on the couch in organized form. Dress all lined up, the same height, and they look absolutely gorgeous. But that's my grandma's style. And she have flowers in the spider plants hanging out right in the front porch to welcome you, and have little chimes. And that's fine. And she kept everything clean. I mean, she maintained the house. She cooks very good. My grandmother was a host, and she is a most excellent host. Now, my wife, on the other hand, she is the same way. She's a firm believer in decorum and welcoming people to our home. So my job is to make sure the lawn look as luxury as possible, and I've maintained that standard ever since I was a child with my dad, because my dad was a NCO, and he was a soldier, and he's just like in a military installation where he's raising 4 kids. The standard, the beds are made every morning. The floors are swept before we leave for school, before we get dressed to go, make sure the house is tight before we go to bed. We make sure the beds is made before we leave, and we make sure our home is in great condition before Dad even bring a guest over or he ever come home from work. This is everyday habits, okay? Dishes are washed. We don't leave dishes in the sink. That is so I can't think of this way to describe it, but unsanitary is the best way I could think of, because you're inviting flies, you're inviting rodents, you're inviting all sorts of things that could bring a problem, disease. People go in the bathroom, it's atrocious, the toilet's not clean. I'm not going to sit on that thing. But you want your decorum to be just right. I ask you a question. Would you stay in a hotel that's filthy? Would you pay your hard-earned money for a hotel that's completely atrocious, beds smelling like whatever, and dust all over the place, the floor never been vacuumed, and the decorum is totally off the chain? Would you buy it? Would you pay? Would you spend a night there? Or would you stay the night at a friend's house, and they got, instead of having a house prepared to receive guests, you go in there and say, oh, you can stay right here. Here's a mattress on the floor. Is that showing decorum? No. In this book, we will show you decorum. We're going to give you some tips on how to give the very best impression. Most of you might want to impress a potential mate, and you want to give them that right impression. You want to make sure your pillows are puffed up. You want to make sure your bed is made just right. You want to do, of course, daily dusting, weekly polishing, chair inspection. Check your chair, make sure it's not loose. If it's loose, you want to tighten up those screws, okay? You make sure your table is not rickety-rockety. You want to tighten up those screws. You want to make sure your doorknob is not loose. You want to tighten those screws. Same thing with your cabinets. Make sure you inspect your home daily, because if it doesn't feel right, then it's not right and needs to be addressed right away. Because if you don't address it, a small problem can become a big problem that can be costly to you. And I'm here to tell you. But this book gives you so much good tips right here. I mean, I got some pictorial illustration. It will talk about storage, how you keep your cabinets organized, your cabinets with food organized. It talks about keeping your pantry straight. You know, you want to give a good impression. Here's a beautiful picture of my dining room right there. And decor is important, especially for the season. This is around Christmas time. Here's another one showing our family room. You know, you just want to have that type of decor where it looks beautiful. Here's a beautiful bedroom. Give you an idea how it should look every day. You know, your closet should be organized too. Your closet should have stuff on the floor. You want to have your floor free from any type of stuff, clothes, shoes. Make sure your shoes is tucked in just right. Make sure you have a rack for your shoes, or if you need one, put a rack there. You can get them on any yard sale. You can get them in any retailer. Make sure you get a rack or a storage bin that looks like a dresser. You definitely want to make sure you have the right hangers. Make sure all your hangers match. You want to group your clothes in for type and color. The books talk about that. Use uniform hangers for visual symmetry, and I'm a firm believer in that. Okay, I'm working on that because I got a lot of wood hangers and I got a lot of felt material hangers, and I got some other hangers. But do work with what you got. Okay. Store shoes and accessories in a labeled container. Rotate seasonal items. Store, and we do rotate our wares, our summer wares from our winter wares. So if our summer wares is the summertime, spring, summer, we'll have these wares available and have the winter wear folded and packed up and boxed up. Now when we're ready for winter wear, we'll pull out the winter wear and rotate we'll rotate the winter wear and put the winter wear in and hang them up accordingly, and then pick the spring wear and put them away. Okay, so that's what we do. That's exactly what we do. And you use this best space you can. Okay, you want to make sure your lighting is just right. Make sure your light essence environment gives you the most inviting environment, like your bedroom, your dining room, your living room. You want to make sure your light fixtures are working properly, and you want to make sure they're clean. Okay, dust free. And my wife is back in the car up. Of course, we're moving and we're on the move. But you definitely want to take advantage of this book because it does have some remarkable tips and how to maintain your home and present an environment. Like you have a guest bedroom, you want to have that guest room inviting. Okay, it just gives the right impression. My wife and I host friends and family from out of town, so a lot of times they'll stay with us. And we have a guest room specifically for our guests now. And for children. You know, we have a guest room for kids too. We got twin beds, 2 twin beds, and a master bed for the guests. We want our guests to feel right at home, very comfortable, as if they're at a place that is receptive to them. Okay, we want to give them a good experience. We definitely want to do that. And that's why God allowed me to write this book. We must be going to, we're going to get something to eat, honey. My wife's stomach is talking to her, guys. I'm being kidnapped again. And see, even in a restaurant, you want to make sure, first thing I'm looking at the lawn, make sure it's green cut and edge. I'm looking at the shrubbery, make sure that it looks presentable. I make sure I look at it and see that there's no trash in the parking lot. You just want to make sure decorum, even for business, is just right. And it looks very inviting. The building looks like it's cleaned. It's like it's been power washed once or twice. And it doesn't look trashy. And that's how places you want to go to for business. And that's where you want to get this book. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go. I'll talk about my next book, The Trailblazers of Innovation. That'll be the next topic. But anyway, guys, you all have a good one. I'm getting out this car. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Big Smoke. Get the book. Get the book. Get the book. I'll put the link on too. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon. Airborne out.